Days left before this election. Please share this video with your undecided friends, with independents and Republicans, because the most damning critique of Donald Trump does not come from Democrats. It comes from those people he chose to serve with him in his administration, who were in charge of our national security. White House Chief of Staff General John Kelly.
The former president, certainly an authoritarian, admires people who are dictators. He has said that. So he certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, for sure.
Vice President Mike Pence.
The president ultimately continued to demand that I choose him over the Constitution. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator, and we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson.
Is pretty undisciplined, doesn't like to read, doesn't read briefing reports. The president would say, well, here's what I want to do. And I'd have to say to him, well, Mr. President, I understand what you want to do, but you can't do it that way. It violates the law. It violates a treaty. He got really frustrated.
Secretary of Defense Mark Esper.
Any elected official needs to meet some basic criteria. They need to be able to put country over self. They need to have a certain level of integrity and principle. They need to be able to reach across the aisle and bring people together and unite the country. And look, Donald Trump doesn't meet those marks for me.
National Security Advisor John Bolton.
I don't think he's fit for office. I don't think he has the competence to carry out the job.
Attorney General Bill Barr.
Is Donald Trump fit to be president?
If you believe in his policies, he's what he's advertising as his policies, he's the last person who could actually execute them and achieve them. He does not have the discipline. It is a horror show when he's left to his own devices.
Secretary of Defense General James Mattis.
Donald Trump is the first president in my lifetime who does not try to unite the American people, does not even pretend to try. Instead, he tries to divide us.
He's an unusual president. We got to be careful. We could tear this country apart.
Many people think this is a normal election, choice between a Republican or a Democrat. Well, Republican national security leaders aren't saying that. They're saying that the choice is between someone who will preserve and protect our Constitution and someone who will betray it, someone who is toxic and dangerous to our democracy. This election is about so much more than just Democrat or Republican politics. Do not let someone who his closest advisors say is a threat to our country's security become president of the United States again.